Hey guys, it's Kevin here. You may know me from the Facebook posts of all my 3D prints that I've done. We have, of course, Diva. You got the latest one, which is the Hulk, and also you have She-Hulk here. Of course, you have Kaido, and you have Zoro, and then you have a couple of other ones that I've done. Now, the main issue that you run into when you do 3D printing is the washing. When I first started, I started out with resin, just regular standard resin. And I started moving away from that just because it's a little bit complicated to wash, especially in a small place. However, I've been doing a lot of prints with water washable resin, and all my prints have been a success. I haven't had any issues whatsoever with them, and I never had any issues with adhesion as well as the supports. So all my prints come out perfect. I didn't change any settings on my printer, and I do have two Jupiters, which is where I do most of my prints. Instead of doing them individually by parts, which I guess I could do, I'd rather just have all of them just mixed together. You can either do Mesh Edit, I think that's what it's called, or you can do Microsoft 3D. If you want to get all the parts together, it automatically just connects and it somehow knows which part goes where, etc. So that's pretty much how I did all of these, because they all came in different parts, and I really hated having to glue them together, and I'm terrible at that. So I just decided to just put them full and then rearrange them in the plate as best as I could. That way I could make them as big as I can and scale to fit on there. So one of the issues that I've had with the resin, I had a small bucket that I used to use. So whenever I wash my resin prints in there, it was just a little bit cumbersome, and then scrubbing them, things like that. I did get, sorry, my wife's recording me right here. I did get the Creality washer and cure, which is nice because it's big enough to be able to put maybe one or two of them in there. The only thing is, if I wanted to put more prints in there, they won't fit, and it just takes up a lot of time having to go back and forth. However, I decided to do something a little bit different. And I did some research online to see what I could do. And I actually bought a couple of things. And I'm about to test them out. And just by the initial setup and the way that they're configured and the way that everything is I think it would work. I just have to do a couple of prints, and you'll probably see it in this video. I'll try washing them without scrubbing them just to see if there's any difference. So what I did is I got these buckets off of Amazon, and I'll post the links below. They're going to be affiliate links, so if you could just purchase through there if you decide to go that route like I did, I would really appreciate it. And I also have this little device here. It's called an Ultra. Oh, actually, it's actually in here. If you want to come here. Yeah. So it's an ultrasonic washer. It's supposed to be mostly for clothing, just small things where you can wash things like that. So what I did, it's full of water. So I'm gonna have two buckets. One bucket is gonna be for the water resin, for the water washable as the first stage of cleaning. And then I'm gonna have another bucket, which is right here, which I haven't set up. This is going to have my IPA, my alcohol in here, my 98%, 99% alcohol in there. So what I'm going to do is I actually have two of those ultrasonic. One's going to be specifically just for water, and the second one's going to be for the IPA. So once it finishes in there, I'm moving it over to the IPA, just letting it sit there, and then I'm going to take it out and then pretty much just let it dry. My goal is to be able to do a couple of these prints, more prints, and then at the end, it's pretty much paint them. Because I love the way they look. The resin that I use in there, it's phenomenal. I never had any issues with it whatsoever, and all the prints and the details that come out from the Jupiter is just incredible. You can see the hair on the strain. Look, if you zoom in on here, if you can see it on there, look at that little hair strain right there from her hair, and that was actually supported, but the supports just came out really, really nice. The way I do it, I use warm water, and I put my supports in there, let them sit there for a while, and then they just slide off like butter on bread. Which is really nice. So it does eliminate some of the support. How should I say, the little support marks. There are a couple of them in here that you can still kind of see the support. Damn! Look at those legs, though. You see how thick she is? She definitely she definitely skipped arm day and she definitely went for leg day. As you can see here on the gluteus maximus, which is the medical term, supports, and that's kind of hard to avoid just because this is hanging like this, and so pretty much all those supports have to kind of dig in there to be able to hold it. Now I do hollow out my supports, that way I can save both on resin, and I do hollow them out, and then I do, after I'm done with everything, these are going to be covered the way that I covered them, and I'll do another video on it. It's a little bit easier than most people do. I don't put putty or anything like that. I actually use the same resin, but that's a video for another day. But just look how crazy the details are. You can see her zipper jacket right there. You can see the little zipper right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is crazy. Thank you, wife. Thank you for acknowledging that. But it's just so crazy how it just, the water washable resin just works, and it's just the cleaning process is easier. But back to what I got. So yeah, so I got 1, 2, 3 buckets. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, it's right here. It just doesn't have a little thing on there. So one will have water, one will have IPA. Now the third one, what I did, and I'll probably do this in again in another video. I'm going to convert this one into a full curing setup. All right, I'm back. All right, so this is a 12-hour print. It is from, what's it called? What's the thing you like? Silent Hill, yes. So my wife saw this and she's like, "Oh my gosh, can you make that?" And I said yes. The build plate, I've never sanded it down. As you can see, it's smooth. So I don't have any issues of it actually adhering to the plate. So all the supports just come out really good and really great, as you can see, and the detail really shows in there. Right, and then you even have the sign in the back that says "Welcome to Silent Hill." You got her knife, etc., and this is all water washable resin. So my goal was, so instead of having to take it off the build plate, is actually dump it in water with the supports and everything, and then just pretty much letting run the sonic cleaner. Now the sonic cleaner was made for clothes washing, things like that. It's portable for RVs and things like that. But I was like, what if I can use that to wash my resin? And you got a couple of options on the ultrasonic turbine, where it can go all left, it can go right, so you can switch back and forth. You can do the ultrasonic mode as well. So if you can see here, if you can catch down here, so let's make sure the water is at a good level. Oh, and as you can see here, I do have the holes here because when they print down like this, I'm trying to avoid having resin in there, because if you try to cure the resin while there's some in there, it may crack, it may expand, you may have some issues. But this print just came out really gorgeous. I have another print that's out there, but I can't really show you that one because that's not safe for work. My wife actually wanted that one. It's actually Android 18, but she is but I may post the pictures and I may just blur them, censor them, like we are in Japan. So I may just put little blobs everywhere. So anyway, so the whole point of having the bucket, and this is the reason why I got it, you literally just dump it all the way in there. And you can see the bubbles in there forming from the holes from the actual print. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go. Anyway, so this one is USB powered. So I just went ahead and I grabbed my Anchor USB connected with several ports in there. And then you do have a switch right here. So you have 4 options. The last one I don't know. I hate reading instructions, so I'm just not gonna worry about that one. But the main one is A, B, and C. A turns right, B turns left, and C gives you ultrasonic. So go ahead and point towards the print right now real quick. So right now the motor is in there and it's waterproof. The item itself is waterproof. So if I press it, so as you can see, it's pretty much helping clean the print itself. Now, I just went ahead and press it. We're going the opposite way. Now, it does have little suction cups on it, so you can put it higher, you can put it lower, you can put it all the way to the very bottom of the tank. The only thing is, I probably wouldn't advise that, because if you put it at the very bottom of the tank, the print may actually fall on it and may prevent it from spinning. So if I were you, I'll probably avoid that, and I would just put it to the side like I did this one right here. Like I said, it has little suction feet that you pretty much just plug into the bottom of it, to the tank, to the actual bucket, and then you just turn it on. So again, this is going to the left because we did to the right now. I'm about to turn on the ultrasonic one. So if I press the ultrasonic, and you'll be able to hear it, and you can see the vibrations going all the way around. And if I press it one more time, which is that option D, I don't know what it does. I just know that my controller vibrates. Oh, it's doing something. I just don't know what it's doing. I'll have to read the instructions, even though I hate reading the instructions. I'd rather just figure it out myself. What was I saying? Still, what's my throat out now?
Alcohol.
Alcohol, yes. I don't drink alcohol. Thank you. But, yeah, so just fill this with alcohol, and then after I scrub it down, put it in here, pick it up, do another scrubbing. The cool thing about it is it's deep enough where if I'm trying to do my scrubbing, I can do the scrubbing itself in here. Now these lids, when they come up, when you get them from Amazon, they're going to come out individually. They're not going to be on them. So if you try putting them on, you'll think that it's not going to fit. What you have to do is you actually have to. What I would do is, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners there. So you want to just go ahead and push it into corner 1, go around here to corner 2, corner 3, and then you push all the way down, and then you go to corner 4, right here. And it's going to be a little bit tough because you already got the other ones in there, but with a little bit of strength, it's in there. So the reason why I got this bucket because I'm going to be having alcohol in one of them. You have a seal, and that's why it's hard to put on, because you actually have a seal going all the way around it, and so that prevents from any vapors or anything from escaping it. Now this, unfortunately, because I don't have a big enough space, this is actually going to stay outside, but the lid itself is also, it has a seal all the way around, meaning that once I put this in here, put the lid on the isopropyl alcohol, and just seal it up, it's going to give me a nice seal, a tight seal, and then you don't have to worry about the alcohol vapors going away, things like that, because it's completely sealed. It's been about 15 minutes. Alright, so our washing should be pretty good about now. You can see that water right there. Let's go ahead and reach in here and see what we got. The water's warm. I'm going to pull this up. And then, so... do you see that? Do you see how easily that comes off? So all these supports, now I gotta be kind of gently. Now if something does break, I can always solder it back in, but these supports, they just come off easily. And this is the one I kind of want to be careful with. What I do is, you don't have to get the tweezers. If you just squeeze at the very tip, no pun intended, it will come off. And then I'll just drop them in there. I'll clean that up after. Just gotta make sure you squeeze. You squeeze. Give it a little. Oh, right here underneath the boob, you do a little squeeze right there. Hey, this is for the people. This is for the Jupiteers, as I like to call them. Anyway, so as you can see, it's leaving almost no. You can see her veins there, with just details, freaking ridiculous. Did you see that? Can you catch? You see that vein right there? No, by my finger right there. No, you gotta go lower. Right there, right there. You see that vein right there? Oh. Holy cow! Look at that vein right there. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just squeeze around. Squeeze around. So you don't even need tools for this. I just gotta be careful at the very top here, just because it does wiggle a lot. So, but how easy that's coming off. I can actually feel it coming off the. I'll probably just grab it from the base. Just do a little wiggle here. And oh, something's coming up. Hold on. Well, I may need to find a way to straighten that, because that is kind of a little bit wobbly. And I'm thinking because it's wobbly because of the water as well. So when I when I go ahead and I cure it, it'll harden it. So it's a little bit wobbly there, which is fine. So once I have that, gotta be careful with that. And just go ahead and use your hand. Any little ones, if you can't get them, just get a soft toothbrush and they'll literally just slide off. Now I can't get between there. There we go. No. Gotta catch, get every crevice. You guys know what I mean. So there's some underneath the arm here for the support. Hold on. Okay. That's good enough for now. So let me do another quick dump in here. Lean it back. And just grab a toothbrush, just go back and forth. But that's the first time I tried that little machine, and the cool thing is I noticed that there's almost no resin in there, which is weird, because usually when I leave it in water at the top, and in the previous bucket, there was always resin still left on there. But the only part I see that's here that still has some resin is like literally right here in the very front. So I'm gonna give her a little brush here. Get down right here. Get her arms. And I'm gonna go ahead and actually submerge her under water this way, just to make sure I don't shake it too much. And then just turn it around. So what I'll probably do, and again, I'll probably repeat the process. I don't want to make this video longer than I have to, but the process will be the same when it comes down to the alcohol, meaning that I'll throw it in there, just let it spin for a good 15-20 minutes, and then just give it another quick toothbrush, and then she'll be all set. Just let her out to dry. After she dries, again, along with my other 3D prints, I'll go ahead and I'll paint her. So you still have some marks that are left from the supports where it was hanging, but like I said, just sanding it with a little grit on there will make that away. And once you put the primer on there, it's going to be like it's non-existent. So there it is, guys. So again, just in summary, you have your bucket with the seal label. With the seal. That way that, you know, if you do keep this water, I'll probably keep it. And then that way I can just rinse my prints in here, and then I'll do the bucket. And then get yourself one of these portable washers, because this is the first time I'm using it. It just works out really good, where there was only a little bit left of resin that I could see here, compared to other places where resin usually stays in the crevices and things like that. And then get yourself 2 of these, and then get yourself 3 buckets. Get the 2 bucket, either 2 buckets or 3 buckets. The 3rd bucket I'm going to use it to make it a big giant curing thingy for my prints. But it's a big difference, and it's definitely easier to be able to wash your prints. And it's just overall the process. Again, this is the first time I've been using that little machine. I just hope it lasts me for a while. But I mean, it's waterproof. You put it in there. You got different settings. Using the ultrasonic one, maybe. I did use the ultrasonic for a second. Maybe that's why there isn't any much resin in it. I mean, I could just be saying that, but I'm not 100% sure. But other than that, that print, I would say that print is very, very successful, except for it being a little bit flimsy. What I may or may not do, I may glue. Well, I don't want to glue her to the back. I'd rather just being by itself, because I could just add a little bit of resin on there and put some UV light. That way it gives it more support. As you guys can see, it's not really moving around. So I may do that, because there's no point anyways, it's just letting it hang like that. Because if you bend it too much backwards, it may just break. And I just have to put resin on there and just harden it again. But I may just put her against it. That way it gives it more support, because there's no wiggling and moving around. So I may do something like that. But other than that, just stay tuned, guys. I'll be making more videos on 3D printing. I know I haven't posted videos in a while, and I just wanted to share this video with my fellow teams over on the Facebook groups. There's 2 Jupiters. There's the Jupiter group, and then you have the Jupiter with the Elegoo, and then you have I'll post a link on the group below, so if you have any questions, things like that, it's a perfect group, especially if you're learning about 3D prints for the first time or resin printing. I haven't been doing it too long, but I'm always trying to find creative ways to make it easier when making the 3D prints. So, all right, thank you guys, and stay tuned for more videos.